things, and the things with the store. I mean, there are things that I the things, and the things with the store. I mean, there are things that I had learned about people, values. Growing up, we were very fortunate living where we lived. I mean, I remember I went shopping with Mom with clothes. Having 5 children, I still got all the things that I ever wanted or needed. But yet seeing and working down in Westport, I saw the other aspect of life that some of my friends didn't have that opportunity to see. And that's the thing that you learn from. That's what you get to see and appreciate. And that has given me an appreciation for people. All people. It does not matter what their race is, what their beliefs are.
You see, we had hard times when you all were little.
I'm aware of them now, but I wasn't then.
No, because I never said anything. I never deprived you of anything.
Right.
Dad and I would deprive ourselves, but we would only maybe go out once a week, or we wouldn't go buy ourselves something. But you always had what you needed. Maybe not all the luxuries that you wanted, but basically I tried to give you, each one of you, what you needed.
I had everything I always wanted. I mean, honestly, like if I think back, it's like I wanted violin lessons, I got violin lessons. I wanted a guitar, I got a guitar. I mean, honestly, I can't say that there was anything ever.
You wanted, well, violin lessons, yes, maybe was a little tough at that time. But then when you start playing guitar with Mr.
That was Mr. Kleinbaum, that was later.
That's when we got the piano, and he was a tuner for Mar. And at that time, things were getting a little better at that time.
But see,
things were a little better.
Like Gwen was little and she wanted a 2-wheel bike. I went out and bought her a big 2-wheel bike.
It was 24 inches high and it had flip-flops like this on this bike. I was only like 5 years old.
You were little.
I was little.
I'm the camera person now.
Michelle's been the camera woman for most of the time, but now she's in my pajamas. Do some speaking.
So live.
Okay, questions?
No.
You speak from your heart.
Speak about your mother.
Speak from your heart.
Your childhood.
I appreciate coming here every Passover. So I enjoy seeing all my family and talking about things like this. And
Sorry. We understand.
We understand. Yes.
And we want you to be well
and
happy.
Come in next year, and we'll have Will and Laura here, and Mike and Debbie, who we miss. But
I get to come back. I forgot.
now you know what it's like.
I know.
You were young, having to do it again.
Now, and what else? You can say some more. Now get back.
Oh yes, ma'am.
And
What about your memories of Bubby and Papa? Do you have any questions for Bubby and Papa about things you've always wanted to know about their life?
We'll talk about your
where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up? On Quantico Avenue. I grew up at Quantico. I was born
2537?
2537. What's 2529?
Milwaukee 45562.
That's it. That's the telephone number.
Right.
If you don't own a cow called Cloverland now, nor with 92222. You'll get butter and eggs and cheese, fresh from the farm to you. If you don't own a cow called Cloverland now, north 92222. Mommy, call Hampton, come on 506 something.
Something.
Whatever. Okay, I'm sorry. We just do commercials.
Very good.
Yes. Okay, talk about growing up, Mom, when you were a little girl. That's why you have a doll collection.
Yeah.
Because you never had a doll growing
Until
up.
I was 50 years old, and then my children gave me my first Madame Alexander doll.
Well, Daddy gave you dolls.
Well, Daddy gave you dolls.
Yes. And then I had my Gwendolyn. And she took all of the dolls on Broadway
And put them in the crib
and
with Charles.
put them with Charles. And he spit up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because you gave him Easter
All that
candy.
chocolate.
Oh.
I went up and the child, and this is a child who was born in October, and this was April. And how old was he? 6 months old? She gave him chocolate because she was eating, and she didn't want to have the evidence just for herself. she gave it to Charles. And the crib with all the dolls, well, some of them were salvaged. She had them in her little carriage. But most of them were in the crib with
And I wasn't
Charles.
that much older.
No, you were, but you were wonderful.
2 years older.
You were a handful.
A year and a half. She climbed in the crib.
Oh, I can remember a lot about the store and about
Broadway,
Broadway and
and
about the
Goldie.
Custard Theater.
cluster next door.
Next door.
And going down to the big church at the corner,
St.
and the
Patrick's.
ladies with the long dresses, the nuns.
The nuns.
Now I figured out they were nuns. They used to be just ladies with long dresses.
They had the St. Patrick's Orphanage up the street from
Yeah,
us.
that's where I take
And
you
we
for
used to send
recreation.
you to like a kindergarten and
Nursery.
But you'd have to pack a bag for me.
Absolutely.
And Goldie would bring you something and say, here's something pretty for Gwenny. And she would always, I want something pretty.
Is that what I'd say?
Uh-huh.
She still does.
Still do. Nice to know I haven't
And
changed.
she used to go away and Mother would take
You're
you
still
down
high
to
maintenance.
the Broadway where the ships used to come in.
By Fells Point now?
Yeah, it smells.
Was that the same orphanage that you used to give that great big Christmas stocking to, or was that a different orphanage?
No,
Remember the
same.
big Christmas
Uh,
Oh,
stocking?
that's from Sunray.
That was from Sunray. Well, that was Broadway.
Yeah, Broadway.
Yeah,
But then I remember at Westport, we always had that great big
Because
stocking.
we would give it away, have a drawing
Right.
and give it to someone. And we always gave it away. We had lots of different things at Broadway and at Westport from our franchise days. In fact, Deb and Mike were going to go, used to go up to Philadelphia to the Christmas show for Sunray. And we would have a hotel up there, the Warwick Hotel, that used to serve shrimp lamés. So Debbie says, there's still the Warwick Hotel. I don't know if they still serve shrimp lamés.
They're gonna check
but
it
we're
out.
going to check it out, and we're going to go up there and have it this
Fun.
summer sometime.
But I
we
don't
haven't
eat
been
shrimp
back
anymore.
there in a
Well, you
long
can watch Daddy eat it.
Yeah.
If you could,
I don't eat trafe anymore, Al.
if you could take one moment in your life, what would it be?
And relive it over and over again? you're talking?
Yeah, like what was your
the
best moment? Your best moment in your life.
When I was born.
Would you believe I'm thinking that when my children were born, this was something special
Yeah.
to us. And,
And
we
to be
loved
with
all of
to
it.
be with my family, like right now, this is special. To be with my children and their children, and it's just
I don't
it's just
think
a wonderful
Mother and I
feeling.
have
And
any
Richard.
regrets
well,
over
and their
the
mates. That's fun,
50
child.
odd years that we've been together. It's a long time. And
It's a real long
really,
time.
Is this
But you know what? I can't
It's-
believe it's
it's
50
really-
years. It's really,
It's gone by quick,
it
hasn't it?
has been going by. It's too quick. Stop the world. I want to get off.
We used to always talk about we're going to do it in
1980.
1980. That was our favorite date. Well, this was back in the
40s,
late
50s. And
Really?
here, yeah, and here it is.
That was
Past-
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost.
Never thought that. And you know what? If I don't look in the mirror, if I'm like I'm sitting here now,
You
I don't feel
young.
73.
No,
I'm not coughing. I'm not doing anything. I feel good. But I look in the mirror. Who's that old lady? You know,
And
especially
Mother
when I'm
looks
gray.
just like her mother. Lots of times I'll look at her and I'll see Bubby Ethel. She was a wonderful woman, Bubby Ethel. I liked her.
she was sweet.
And, you know, Uncle Jay and I had our differences, but I would never do anything to upset Mother. I remained friendly over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I must say, Daddy was a gentleman.
I don't,
No, he was a gentleman. And as it is, you know, I have nobody left except Jay and Claire. That's
It may just as well be just be Jay.
Jay. I mean, Jay and Mill call me once, twice a week. When they found out about the CAT scan, he was very concerned. He called. Mill called me just the other day, wished me a good yonta. Peggy called me today.
She calls every Friday.
She calls every Friday to wish me a good Shabbos.
Rabbi Steinberg from Baltimore
Yeah.
calls every week.
Called Wednesday to wish
To
us a
wish
good
us a good
Pesach.
Pesach.
Or Tuesday was.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed. I've had a
Of
good
course, we
life. My children, my
speak to Chick
grandchildren.
Hoffman, Chick and Barry regularly up there. Mother talks to her friend Eleanor regularly. But it's like I said, all of my friends, I gravitate to all of Mother's friends, both family and friends. And this is it. I call Aunt Helen every Sunday.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam.
I like Uncle Sam.
I do too.
You read the article
That was a
about
great
That was
article.
a great article about Uncle Sam.
they
It
were
was so
going to
cool.
spend 10
I
minutes
missed it.
over there. They wound up over 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm surprised they didn't put in there that Stewart went to Chinese
Right.
school.
I know. I was amazed
Yeah.
at
Remember
that
that?
too.
That they
I
didn't
remember
have
when he
that
did
in
that.
They only had so much room.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure.
Still.
Miss Camera Lady.
I need to say a few
Yes,
words.
he does.
Well,
Does Michelle need to say anything else?
I would just like to say many
Like her mother and
of my first memories that I still that I can remember were either at Saxony Court or at Ocean City when I was very young. And one of the first things that I really remember doing was when I couldn't have been more than maybe 3 when I was helping Pop and Donna build Michelle's dollhouse.
Oh,
And
that's right.
I felt so special because I was included in it and I was helping. And I remember the Passover Seders at Saxony Court, and then when we started coming here, that was
10 years ago.
92 or 90 or something
90.
like that. 90. It was a while ago, and
Math is tricky for him.
90.
yeah,
Sped student.
Oh, not someone.
what?
I think he's right. I think it was 92 when we started having Pesach.
Yeah, when we sold Saxony Court.
It was 92.
Well, whatever it was,
No, that's close enough.
yeah.
You
Well, you
remember
would have
Saxony
been.
Court?
I remember Saxony Court, but I don't remember going to Pesach at Saxony Court.
Yeah, when you were
See,
little.
I remember those. Because I
Well, I
was.
remember sometimes like going up and watching Tiny Toons with Todd. That was like his favorite.
That
show.
was at the Passover Seder
That
when
was
we went
Passover
upstairs. It was the first. We
That
were.
was the
It was a
first episode.
rerun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
That was the first episode, the first time they showed it.
Whoops.
Yeah, I remember that. That was Bubby and Pop's room.
I remember the actual
remember that.
Seder.
That was one of the last series.
Yeah, that would have been 90, maybe 1990.
Yeah, because then when we sold the house, then we came down here. And we had
And
Rosh Hashanah.
Let Michael
Me and Richard.
give him a break.
I love all the time I spend with them. And let me think. There's other things I wanted to say. I was thinking about it in my head. I can't remember.
And we love the fact that you're here and you're
Yeah.
happy to come here.
Right.
And you don't consider it a chore.
I
But
love spending time with you guys.
I love
no matter
coming
where it is.
That's nice.
And I was
Isn't that
asking
nice?
your mother today if you ever talk about going to Orlando Disney World, because we had a good time. up
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
that was
And
that
we
was
were-
a great.
When we were coming down here this time, when we were in the car driving back from the airport, we were looking through like the books that we run in every time we go on vacations, and I had like 25 or 30 pages on Disney World, because on the top of every page I wrote all the different like little things that we visited, and like for the first 10 I wrote like detailed stuff, and after that I just had the thing on the top of the page. I got lazy, I didn't do anything on the bottom.
Mm. Do you remember going on the boat trip up in Ocean City?
Yeah, that was.
Because
That
I
was
told
that
your
long
mother
ago.
you'll come
That was 2 years ago. That was only 2
Right.
years ago.
Yeah.
Is it just 2 years
Yeah,
ago?
because we went to
I thought
dinner
it
at
was
that
this year.
place,
That's right.
and then
Yeah, I remember that.
We're gonna do that
And they had
again
that
this
duck
summer.
store.
You're right.
And,
Have
the,
our ducks.
and I like fell asleep somewhere or something.
Yeah.
we fell
always.
everywhere.
Okay, Mitch.
Michelle, you're like me. It's not
International
sad.
sleeper.
International sleeper.
But what else was there that I wanted to say? There was other stuff that I wanted to say.
Okay, let's talk someone else now.
Okay, should we?
He's at a
I
loss.
remember. What was I gonna do? There's so much I wanted to say. I was like mapping it all out of my head,
And then all of a
like
sudden-
everything
That's
that I was
the
gonna
purpose
say.
of the book.
Planner.
So you.
Yeah, your planner.
Not that.
Because I had like a 10-minute thing mapped out in my head, and now I don't remember.
Reunion. That was a fun.
I
thing.
remember.
Yeah,
You
well,
remember
Michael was
who we
there.
talked
She was
about?
What is this?
with
The
Michelle.
reunion.
Yes. I
You
like it.
remember-
I like
you
it
remember?
a lot.
Does anyone
good.
have the
Wish I was.
that
They got the
herb
thing.
lubic?
Yeah,
No, I have
Family
the
tree.
Family tree.
We have that because when I was in 5th grade in Hebrew school, we did this little thing with our family
Uh-huh.
history or something, and I looked at that. Do we still have that?
Yeah.
We still have that.
You go
Do you have a copy?
Um,
Mom has a copy.
Go ahead, Michelle, you got
I
a
have
copy?
it. I have it.
Oh,
She has to pee.
just go ahead
Just
and
go.
announce
Go ahead,
it.
go around.
But
What's the matter, Don? You got something in your shoe?
I'm just hot.
Okay.
Take off your
I remember.
Sweater.
I
Where's
remember
the shirt
spending time with Tyler, and I thought he was so old because he was like 10 years old, and that was like so old to me, and he was
I thought this was about Bubby and Pop.
such a big. I had this one thing about them, and now losing it. That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay, that's great.
I love spending time with Aunt Gwenny when she would come to visit, and we would go to Atlanta to visit her, and Aunt
Chicago.
Neda. No,
I visited her in
No.
Chicago.
did I ever go
Donna
to
came
Chicago?
to Chicago.
Michelle went to Chicago once.
Michelle went to Chicago.
I don't think I ever did. But
Having all the cats calling to sleeping bag.
Right. You loved that, didn't you?
Liked it.
All four of them.
Yeah. Real cuddly.
and Aunt Neda, I remember always going to your house for the high holidays and all that stuff. And we went there for Thanksgiving a couple times. And Bubby and Pop, stuff I wanted to say.
Well, I think to sum it up, we love you, Mom and Dad,
Thank you.
and we thank you
For
for
making us
everything
who we are.
Our pleasure.
and for all the fun we have. Michelle, it's towards the
Rich,
end.
you
so
wanna
we're
say
gonna wrap it up.
anything?
I already had my turn.
You can now turn it to Uncle Richard.
Also,
You're running out of
I know this is kind of off topic, but this relates into Richard and everything. When his parents would always be there when we were over there, and they would come and give me and Michelle presents and stuff, and I always enjoyed spending time with them too.
Yeah, that was
very
And
nice.
kind of just,
Yeah, they were very sweet, always
I was picking
giving
up.
stuff.
That's very nice.
That was sweet.
That's very sweet.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Good way to end it.
Okay, party's over. You want dessert?
yeah!
Put the wood
Wait, do you want to close the show, Michael?
We thank you for spending your evening with us. Good night, so I can eat dessert.
Oh, say
Okay,
goodnight, Bubby.
Bubby and
Good
Pop.
night, Bubby and Pop.
Good
Good
night.
night,
Hey,
Joe.
Bubby and Pop
It's been
should
our
have.
pleasure
Oh, good.
having all of our children.
And thank you, Bubby, for the fruit slices, which I love so much.
He's such a ham.
That's all right. He's going to be a Levinson, a Barry Levinson,
Spielberg.
Oh,
or Spielberg.
something else I wanted to say.
I'll be a Manny.
This was something this just came into my head. I never met Uncle Willie, but I've been told many stories about him. And I have his little business card on my desk in my room. And I just kind of think that's pretty special to
Yep.
school.
Uncle Willie's my favorite uncle.
He was wild.
He was.
He was wonderful.
And Will has the bowling shirt, because I had, when Uncle Willie died,
From
and he was
Rogers
just going
Avenue
through the
shirt?
things, I have from Rogers Avenue Brotherhood, the bowling shirt, and it had Will on it. And
that's so
I
cool.
gave it to Aunt Debbie for William, and she loved it. I had it laundered, and so
50th next year with them.
we have to do this with them.
Yeah.
We will do that this
Bring
event.
it to Rosh Hashanah when we're there.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Michael. Love you guys.
Marlene.
Thank you, Marlene,
God
for
bless.
You're not gonna be
coming down here with your
Do it
wonderful
at the
children.
Mm.
And
Love you
Neda,
both.
Donna, and Richard, and my only Gwendolyn. It's wonderful.
Mm.
It's wonderful having you. And next year, God willing, again in Florida. May we all be well and be here together.
And go on another jog and go to the pool.
And
Yes.
sing songs.
Yeah.
And sing songs.
Sing songs while doing dishes.
And not
Yeah.
use sunscreen and get burnt.
Well, you have to get used to
I should put on some more Noxema pretty soon, but that's a whole nother story for another night and another time. This is Michael Sandler saying good night. Philadelphia for Rosh Hashanah in 1999, and for this episode, Will's gonna be my co-host, right?
Yay!
Camera. Now, who wants to open up the discussion?
I want to welcome all my children and grandchildren here for this wonderful, wonderful weekend.
And we also have our new shirts, and we'll
Model
have
the back
I'm the Big Brother shirt,
for the Millennium 2000.
and Laura
Has
is the little sister.
Featuring the little sister. Starring the big brother. It's the Laura and Will Show. Yay! Just Laura. Just Will.
Mark, you can't let her reach.
You have to watch Will and Grace.
And we're doing
I do watch
this episode.
Oh,
Oh, I remember that.
And we're doing this
I've only seen the
episode
second half.
because the co-moms weren't there when we did our Florida episode in the spring.
Hey, so- The latest kid is drinking out of the glass.
She wants it.
What?
See, I could drink from a cup.
Now Will is going to go over with Bubby and Pop, and he's going to start the questioning.
Okay.
Okay. And,
What kind of question you want to ask me? What question do you want to ask me?
Bubby and Pop love you.
Did Bubby and Pop go to nursery school like you go to school?
Where did you go to school?
In Baltimore.
Well, give me more.
I give you more. Let's went to Garrison Junior High, 59. On
59.
Keyworth and Ricestown Road, and I went to Garrison Junior High. Then I went to Forest Park. Then I went to work. Then I got married.
Did you
And
bring a
here I am.
lunchbox to school, Bubby?
No, I had a paper bag.
Did you go home for lunch though?
Sometimes in elementary school, 59, I went home.
Oh, so you didn't have a cafeteria in your school?
No, we didn't
There
have
were
a
separate
cafeteria.
entrances for girls and boys.
That's true.
Get to the school.
To get to
The girls
in
went
the
in.
line, a separate line for girls,
Girls, a separate
went
line
one
for
for the
boys.
boys, right.
Really?
Was your one at public schools?
First
Boys were taught
living
separate.
when
No,
you didn't have pop.
When I didn't have pop, very good
What was the
question.
question?
The
please,
question
Fran?
was, where was I living when I didn't have pop?
Oh.
I lived on Quantico Avenue with my mother and father, your great Bubby Pop, Papa Tana and Bubby Ethel. I lived with them. I was born on Collington Avenue, and when I was 6 months old, I moved to Quantico Avenue, and I lived there until after Gwenny was born.
Because Gwenny lived there when she was born.
And we know how many years ago that was.
Yeah, that was.
Only 10.
You know, it's 10
I'll be 10 this year.
Yeah.
December,
Well,
I'm
you're
gonna
getting
be 10.
younger.
Babe, I just slipped right down.
Okay, now you ask pop questions.
Go ahead, ask me.
The same question. You would answer the same question.
What's your favorite color?
Did Pop play sports when he was a little boy? Like when did wait, he's being coached by the producer.
The prompter we have here.
That's Lenny.
Tell him we say hello. And
I think it's a
Happy New Year. Take the wine.
What's the question?
Okay. Gloria.
Yes.
Were you gonna ask Pop?
Gloria. Good.
I didn't hear what you were saying.
What you want to ask, Pop? Look at the camera.
Little lag time.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
What?
Lag time. It's a little lag time.
Well, you know, it's funny because some other friends of mine said the same thing. I guess we
Which
couldn't
one
see
is
it. Oh, yeah. Well,
Where did your parents,
well, you gotta kind of point it towards your
where did your parents go when they did have you?
My parents, well, my father lived in Austria before he came to the United States, and my mother lived in Germany before she came to the United States. And then they came over and they met.
She was Lithuanian. She was a Litva.
No, your grandfather was.
He was from Galicia, and my mother was from Germany.
Oh, she was a oh.
Oh.
Oh. Thinking pleasant thoughts though.
Uh-huh.
And they came to this country, and my father met my mother, and he fell in love with her. And Aunt Marlene has a picture of Grandma Bessie, and she has a picture of Papa Lil.
And you saw the picture of Grandma Bessie when you were at my house in Kansas City.
And everything is great. And then they got married, and they had 4 children. Uncle Willie,
That you're
who
named
you're named
after.
Aunt Helen, who is still living, and Aunt Toby,
who you're
who you're
named
named after, and me.
Pop was the baby.
I was the baby
He
of
was
the
the little
family.
brother.
I was the little brother. You're a big brother.
You know what? Do you know what was in front of Airway's garage when I came in?
What was in front of
No. What
The kitchen!
in the
See, he thought he would be in the basement, like oh, yeah. And wasn't my garage clean and neat? Didn't you think it was really kind of neat?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, that was important.
Where did you live when you were little?
When I was a little boy, I lived on the corner of Smallwood and Baker in Baltimore City. And I lived with,
A lot of people.
we had a lot of people in that house.
Pearlstone?
Oh, no, he wasn't there.
That didn't get to
When,
Palmall Road.
no, I never lived on Palmall
Right.
Road.
You never lived in Palmall?
I thought you did.
Yeah, we were married.
We were married already. I lived on Smallwood and Baker when I grew up, Easterwood Park.
So did you live in only one house that whole time
Yeah.
when you were growing up?
And so did Mom.
That one, you lived on Quantico Avenue the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
What a great house. Great house. That was a great house.
This year,
It was a cool.
Bubby's house.
celebrate
2537.
this history.
My family,
That was a happy house.
Aunt Helen is one sister.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
That wasn't the question.
All right, let's go on. Oh, that's
How does
delicious.
your family
Yeah.
celebrate the holidays?
That's a very good
Yes.
question.
We used to have Passover, Pesach, we had on my Aunt Sarah's. Then we went to my mother and father's house on Smallwood Street, and Bubby came to the first Seder there.
She
on
did?
Smallwood Street.
Oh, wow.
And it was a happy occasion.
And we had a
God
great
bless
time.
you,
It was a
That's
lot of fun
She loved you, and she was.
when we lived there. And we would have a big Seder.
These Bartons.
We would have like 50,
50,
60 people at a Seder.
How many?
50 or 60.
Well, I didn't have the 50s, 60s time I came there.
Yeah.
It was your
When I
family.
used to
Well,
have
when
the
you were
Seder,
little,
when
that's
I
right,
was
that's
a
the
little
question.
boy, we would have 50 or 60
Sure,
people.
because you
It
beat
was
the
all the
Coopers.
Coopers,
Yeah.
all
the
the
Silvers.
Levins.
Well, look, when we were in Saxony Court, didn't I have all the
We
wine
had
rats
about
and the
30, 40
30.
people.
We had 30 people, 36 people.
Because we had like extended from the entire
So-
living room
All
to
the
the
way to
dining
the
room
dining room.
and then out.